Hey, hi guys, I'm Jitin Vaswani and you're watching Inside a Hustler's Brain show, and I'm with Riley, like the guy who's doing Amazon FBA, and
Yeah.
I have met him here at Nomad Summit Chiang Mai,
Yeah.
the digital nomad hub for like the guys like
Yeah.
us who are hustling
People
and
hustling.
trying. Yes, it's pretty good. So Riley, why don't you like introduce yourself to my audience about your Amazon FBA?
Yeah. Well, actually, I came to Johnny's conference 5 years ago,
Nice.
and got into doing Amazon FBA, and I've been doing it ever since. So yeah,
Okay, so how
Full-time.
long you have been doing this Amazon FBA?
4 or 5 years since 2015.
So if a newbie like who's watching this video right now, so how does Amazon FBA works? So can you share your strategies here?
Well, Amazon FBA just stands for Fulfillment by Amazon.
Right.
So it means that you are selling some physical product and you send the inventory into Amazon's warehouses where they literally have robots
Right.
picking and packing and delivering
Right,
it
right.
through Amazon's Prime program,
Right,
which is
right.
what everyone loves. It's the free 2-day shipping
Right.
program. They even have next day shipping or same day
Right,
shipping in some
right,
cities.
right.
So what most entrepreneurs,
Right.
solopreneurs, digital nomads do is to buy a product in bulk, and
Right.
it's usually from Alibaba,
Right.
and basically private label that, which means branding it yourself, putting your
Right.
own brand on it. Let's say it's
Right.
this mic,
Right.
and I buy a generic mic from Alibaba, put my name, Riley's mic, on it, and buy maybe a few hundred units for cheap, and put that in boxes that ships to Amazon's warehouse. They scan it, boop, and it's on Amazon, and I sell that for like 4 times the price, and you double your money and keep reinvesting and going from there.
So is it profitable for you like in 2020? If I can ask you a very honest
Oh
question.
yeah, last year was our biggest year ever. We still launch a handful of new products every year.
Right.
And so it's just like any business. You keep launching more products and adding more products to your storefront, and that's how you grow your store.
So how do you beat the competition on Amazon search? Like people ask like you have a lot of competitors. So
Yeah.
how do you beat them? Like
So what I've found is the best products are the best products, and that means products that get good reviews.
Right.
And so to do that, you need to have a quality, solid product that
Right.
won't break. So
Right.
make sure that you're buying quality products from your supplier. So order samples,
Right.
make sure it's good. And then the other way is you have to make sure you're unique.
Right.
So every year there's more and more Amazon sellers.
Right.
That's true. Like any
Right.
platform, like YouTube or Instagram. Every year it gets like a little bit more crowded, right?
right.
So same thing on YouTube nowadays. You have to. That just means you have to stand out. So you
Of
have
course.
to be creative and figure out how am I going to make my product different, better, more unique.
Right.
Same thing as trying to rank on page 1 of YouTube or get
Right.
or, Instagram traffic. You just
Right.
have to get a little bit more creative nowadays and think, how can I edge out my competitors?
Right.
And with physical products, is make your product physically better. So have an idea of how do I improve the product, and ask the supplier, hey, can you add this? Can you change this?
Right.
Can we add more variations or add something more to the package that the customer on Amazon
Really
will
likes
get?
it. Right.
So just picture yourself on page 1, and picture a shopper. They have 12 different options, or
Right.
12 to 20
Right.
different options, and think, how can I stand out to get the shopper to click mine, and then I'll have them order mine.
Oh, that's okay. So how much money you are making right now with Amazon FBA? So if a newbies and some advanced Amazon FBA, they want to know about your earnings. So can you share about your stuff? Like
Gross profit monthly between 10 and 20K a month.
that's pretty nice. Like
Yeah, it's not bad.
it's not bad. So how tough is the competition on Amazon FBA right now? Like
Well, every niche is its own universe.
right, yeah,
So it depends. There's tens of thousands of niches, and
Right.
so each one is its own story. But overall, like I just said, every major platform every year gets more users or sellers.
right.
Like same thing Instagram and YouTube. So yes, you do have to be a little bit more tricky and creative to stand out.
Right.
But if you can, then you can even you're going to make more money now, because if you can get on page 1, every year there are more and more shoppers as well
Right,
on
right,
Amazon.
yeah.
So it may be harder. You maybe have to think a little bit harder to differentiate to get on page 1. But if you can, you're going to make even more now than years past because there's more shoppers and more traffic every year to Amazon.
Right. So what is the startup cost of Amazon FBA if someone wants to get interested into Amazon FBA business?
Well, I would say minimum around $1,000 to buy a small batch of inventory.
Okay.
My little brother is here at the
Right.
conference, for example, and he got started with $1,500
Right.
via a loan from my dad. And
Okay.
now my little brother makes gross profit around $15,000 a month.
Wow, that's very nice.
Yeah, and he started in 2016. So yeah, I would say minimum 1,000, but like any business, the more money you have, the better. The more you can put into advertising, the more different products you can test at the same time. But the minimum, I would say around $1,000, maybe
To get started with
to get
Amazon
started.
FBA.
You can
Yeah.
get started with a test order of maybe 100 to 200 units. Maybe each unit is $2 or $1 or $3, or depends what it is.
Right,
And
right,
You can
right.
get started with a couple hundred units. Order that from Alibaba and send it to Amazon and see how it does.
And what were the initial hiccups when you started Amazon FBA business, if I can ask you?
Yeah, I think it was having the money to
Right.
start. Actually, our first product that we tried to do got canceled because of a patent conflict. The supplier had to stop selling it at the last minute before we sent it to Amazon. So make sure you do your patent research. Make sure the design is not patented.
Right.
But I think the initial hiccups is there's no real initial hiccups other than having the investment to do it.
Right.
But I would say on average the product success rate is around 25 to 30% of products that people launch on Amazon
Right.
become successful, and I would consider successful is making more than $1,000 a month continually.
Okay.
So you'll have to launch more than one product usually to find that good one.
Okay. So what kind of niches you're working on Amazon FBA? So can you share one of your niche if you don't mind, so my audience can know about it? Like.
I typically don't share the niche I'm in because I like to tell people to keep your mind open. Let's just say my
Okay.
niche
How
is,
do you
is-
find the niches? If I can ask. Yeah.
That's a great question.
So that's a great question. Yeah.
So you got to go to Amazon.com/best-sellers,
Right.
and you'll see on the left
Right.
column of every little category, and then click on that, and there's a bunch of subcategories.
Okay.
So I tell people, go to the best sellers list and go down all the categories, subcategories, and just get your eyeballs on as many different niches. It could be coffee cups. It could be mics.
Mic, right.
It could be phone cases.
Phone cases,
It could
right.
be, silverware. But
Right.
the thing that I say is you trying to find a niche within a niche.
Right,
So the niche
right.
is knives. What's the niche within a niche? It's going to be like bamboo knives, or it's going to be
Like a micro niche.
yeah,
right?
like
Yeah.
matte black knives. I just made that up. Like matte black fans are going to love that.
Right.
So it's finding these micro niches.
Micro niches,
And
right.
So what you're going to do is make a huge spreadsheet list, and I have one on my website and my course, livinglife.com or the amazonmethod.com. It's a template spreadsheet that I use, and make a huge list of spend like a week getting your eyes on these weird niches. And then you go back over it and
Right.
and look at the search keyword volume for something like matte black knives.
right.
And use the tools. And there's keyword search. I use merchantwords.com to find
Yeah.
a search volume, and then search on Amazon for that keyword and see if there's any matte black knives. And let's say there's no real good options, but the search volume is over 3,000 a month, which I think is a good number.
It's a pretty good number, right?
Yeah, then throw that on there, and theoretically there'll be people looking for it that can buy it.
Yeah. So this was my next question. Like, what are your favorite Amazon FBA tools that you are using for your business right
I
now?
would say the most consistent one I've used since 2015 is merchantwords.com.
Okay.
The other ones, I'm always playing with different ones. So I would just say go on my website, livingthatlife.com/resources,
Okay.
where I recommend the current tools that I'm using. Or my
Can you
course.
name them right now? One of them, if you don't mind.
Um,
Maybe like Helium 10. I think they're very famous tools also.
yeah, Helium 10s. I don't use it personally.
Okay.
I don't use Helium 10. Merchant Words.
Okay, merchant words. Okay.
I would just say just check my website because just check my website.
Okay, so this will give you a lot of ideas about these
Yeah.
tools.
Yeah.
Perfectly okay. So you have your own course, like Amazon Method course. So what's there in that course? And like why like people should buy your course? Like what's there?
It's just outlining everything, the whole business model, all the steps from A to Z.
Okay.
And of course, the hardest part of the beginning is product research.
All right, product
So
research.
I have several tutorial videos, lectures on my
Right.
philosophy of product research, based off of product failures and product successes.
Right.
What I've found is the biggest keys to product success. Lots of screen share videos.
Right.
I'm going through the Amazon bestsellers. I'm giving my real-time feedback on what I
Right.
think about. So like examples of what I think about
Right.
products.
Right.
Yeah, it's just everything. If I were to try to teach my friend how to create his business, it's everything
On
they should
Amazon
know.
FBA, right? So how big is your team right now? Like how many people do you have to handle your business?
Team is small, like 5.
5 people right
yeah.
now.
It's me and one other business partner, and then we always have a team of about 3 VAs.
3 years. Okay,
Yep.
so they are the one who's running the show for you. And you are based in Bangkok in Thailand, like as a digital nomad, right? So why did you choose Thailand?
Well, because of this conference, actually, in
Oh, no,
2014.
oh, wow.
Yep. So came the Johnny's conference in 2014, and basically started making money through Amazon and just never went home, and met tons of other friends right away, like
Right
I'm meeting
away.
you now. And
Right.
So initially had a group of friends, and so I was like, why do I need to go home? I can just stay in Thailand, and
Stay in Thailand and
it's
live
fun,
there.
and why not?
Yeah, that's so you can live a very peaceful life here. Like the people here are so friendly, so like everything is so like cheap and so good, right? To be
Cheap.
very honest,
Cheap and chill.
cheap and chill. Yeah, so you can say that. And one last question: is Amazon FBA is too crowded, too saturated in 2021? What are your thoughts on this? Like,
Well, I think it's the same as all the other big platforms.
right,
Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
Right.
Every year there are more users.
right,
But with Amazon, every year there are more shoppers as well.
Right, shoppers,
Amazon shopping revenue numbers are still
it's
going
like
up.
it's going up every
So
month.
just like YouTube, like my channel gets less reach this year compared to previous years because
Previous
it's more
year.
crowded with creators.
Right.
Same thing with Amazon. There's more sellers, but if you can be smart and differentiate your product and come out with
Right.
a really great product and still get on page 1,
Right.
then you're going to make even more than years past because there's more shoppers shopping for that niche.
Oh, okay, so like you have a bunch of shoppers who are really interested to buy your product, right?
So I guess the long story short is it's a little bit harder barrier of entry,
Right.
but the reward is higher.
Like the reward. So like you have been working hard because doing Amazon FBA because you have to fight with a lot of competition on Amazon. Like that's a huge competition there right now on Amazon FBA, right? So thank you so much, Riley, for sharing your journey. Okay, let's have one more last question. Like what kind of Amazon conferences you are attending to grow your knowledge on Amazon? Are you attending any kind of shows,
I haven't been to any Amazon specific one.
events, right?
Other than the Nomad Summit.
Okay, Nomad Summit,
Come
yeah.
out here and ask me in person.
In person, right?
Or I'm sure if you Google it, there's other e-commerce conferences around the world. I highly recommend going to a conference.
Okay,
so
to
you
build
can-
your network and try to understand the market, right?
Yeah.
So thank you so much, Riley, for sharing your journey. So guys, if you're interested to learn about Amazon FBA, the link of the buying the course for like Amazon Method is in the description below. So you can check it out and learn how to start your Amazon FBA business in 2020. So don't wait for it. You check out the link. So let's do it. And do subscribe to my YouTube channel, Inside a Hustler's Brain podcast. Bye-bye. Take care. Yay.